Today we're going to be working on some double stick patterns. I'm going to be providing you guys with a template by which you can both flow using double stick and fight using double stick. It's essentially going to help you simplify this weapon system. Now we've gone over this many times on this channel. I believe that there are a couple of patterns when we use double weapons, especially double stick, that are going to apply across all weapon systems. So the same patterns that we train double stick will translate to double sword, double knife, single knife and empty hands. The context is going to change, some of the ways that you use it are going to change, but the patterns are still going to remain. The reason why these patterns are really important is because when I have two weapons like this, instead of me going one weapon at a time and using right side and then my left side, I want to be able to use both weapons together to complement and supplement each other, so that they basically support each other. One weapon is going to support the other weapon and it's going to make everything a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. Let's just quickly go over the patterns. So the first one are any sort of crossing motions. These are your gunting patterns. Anytime the sticks are going to cross in the scissoring motion, that's the first pattern. The second pattern is any following motion, where one weapon follows the other weapon. That's the second pattern. The third type of pattern are your Sinawali or your weaving motions, whichever variation you might do of these. These are your this is your third type of pattern. The fourth pattern is when you are striking together. Both weapons are striking at the same time. The fifth pattern can be circular movements, and then you can have a whole separate system where you have patterns that don't necessarily fit neatly into any one of these other existing patterns. Today we're going to be combining a crossing motion with a following motion and a Sinawali motion. One of the cool things about this template is that you can swap out any of these patterns for any other similar type of pattern. So I can swap out the following motion that we're going to do for any other following motion, the scissoring motion that we're going to do for almost any other scissor or gunting motion, and the Sinawali variation that we're going to do for almost any other Sinawali variation. As long as you sort of stick to a few rules, which is that you should be able to loop the pattern again and again and again. So if you end up in a position which is different from your starting position, you're going to need to figure out a way to come back to your starting position so you can start from scratch. The other cool thing about this template is that you can either go from the way that I'm going to show it to you, which is we're going to go following motion to crossing motion to Sinawali, or you can flip the whole thing around and go Sinawali to crossing to following motion. It works either way. So let's start with our following motion. So we're going to start with this same side load. One stick's on my shoulder, one is by my hip. You can also keep it by your shoulder, it's really up to you. I'm going to go angle 4 or reverse diagonal, and then I'm going to go angle 1. Switch legs, angle 4, angle 1, angle 4, angle 1. My angle 1 is following my angle 4. That's the first pattern. However, we're going to do this with a slight variation. We're going to go fluid with the reverse diagonal and broken with the angle 1. And that's going to end us up in this open position. So one more time, I'm going to go fluid angle 4, broken angle 1. And I can either come back to my shoulder load or I can just keep the stick over here. And from here we immediately go into our basic gunting. So I'm going to cross and then uncross. So one more time, I go fluid, broken, cross, uncross. Now from here, whichever is the hand that's on top. So if you have been following this channel and you've seen any of my other gunting tutorials, you know that I stress that if you're doing just the basic guntings, then the opposite hand from the leg that's going out or the side you're going to should be on top. This is very important. If you switch it around, you're going to get hit in the head. This stick is going to intercept my opponent's stick or their sword, while this stick or this sword is going to hit his or her hand. So I need it to be in this orientation. So after I go close and open, whichever hand was on top is going to go for a fluid angle 1, and I'm going to end up back in that same side load again. So one more time, I go fluid, broken, close, open, fluid angle 1. And from here I can do for now I'm going to do a basic Heaven 6 Sinawali. So high, 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 and I end up on the other side. And now I can do the whole thing from scratch. Fluid, broken, close, open, fluid, Sinawali. I end up on the other side. Fluid, broken, close, open, angle 1, Sinawali, and I end up on the other side. Let's just see this from the side once. I'm going to go fluid, angle 4, so 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock, broken angle 1, I'm hitting 1 o'clock. From here I'm going to close, so opposite hand, opposite leg is on top, close, open, fluid angle 1, that's my heaven 6 or my Sinawali. And now again I start fluid, broken, close, open, slash, Sinawali. Now what if I want to change the order? What if I want to start from the Sinawali and end with the following strikes? Even that's possible. So I'm going to go Sinawali, except with this last slash, instead of me going under my hip, from here itself I'm going to go directly into my gunting. So one more time, I go high, high, high attack, close, open, angle 1 slash, angle 4 slash, angle 1 fluid slash, and I'm on the other side. So it's a very small tweak. I'm just changing some of my broken slashes into fluid slashes and some of my fluid slashes into broken slashes to end up in this open position. So one more time on the other side, I start with a heaven 6 Sinawali. Now normally this stick would come back under my shoulder, but instead I can either bring it back to this shoulder if that's more comfortable to you, or I can just pull it back a little bit while still leaving it out there and immediately begin my closing, opening, fluid angle 1, fluid angle 4, fluid angle 1, so that we get to the other side. Let's see it once from the side. I'm going to go Sinawali, I close for the gunting, open with the gunting, angle 1, angle 4, angle 1, and I'm on the other side. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. Please do comment down below with any questions or anything that you'd have to add. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. A huge thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you so much for your support. If you'd like to know more about our Patreon page and the exclusive content that we offer there, check out the link in the description down below. Lastly, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.